Welcome back, everyone, to Taku Katsu. I am your host, Patrick, joined with Cori.
Oh, Taku Katsu? Yeah.
And who is that? Could it be Vicky?
Oh, Taku Katsu ka?
Yes, we are Taku Katsu. We watch new episodes of anime, new or old, and watch the first episode. And today's episode is the great Jahy will not be defeated. And it's a...
That's not Japanese. Let's hear some Japanese.
Oh, what is the Japanese translation? Is it Jahy-sama wa makenai, something like that? That's
Could it
and I looked at it earlier, and I'm like, I could say that one. Jahy-sama wa
Kuji kanai. Yes.
Fuji.
And it's this show is about, again, the great Jahy, who is a demon lord of the dark realm, but
she's technically a second in command to the demon lord.
Right. Yeah, but she has a lot of powers and everything. She's very powerful, but she gets defeated by a magical girl who breaks the giant mana crystal, and she gets isekai'd to the human world. However, because she lost her magical powers, she becomes, some problematic child that maybe Cori does not like. A little.
The devil is a part-time chibi-usa.
Yes, she becomes a little human kid. And then her goal is to try to return to the dark world and gain her powers by collecting these magical mana crystals, which may be around the human world. But yeah, that's kind of the summary of the story. Is just this little girl who is also an adult demon lord trying to survive in the human world and collect her magical mana stones. So let's move on to our first topic. Vicky, what do you like about the show?
I liked it. I didn't even think of it as an isekai until you said it, but I was like, oh yeah, it technically is. But I don't think of that as the first thing because it was just so engaging. She's so charismatic and just like bombastic in a way of like her mannerisms and like vocal patterns, even as a child chibi version of herself, just so adorable. And then it's the comedy of this like super powerful demoness becoming a child, having to work part-time to afford a one-room apartment without even a tub. Like that's just comedy. That's just pure hilarity. I liked the art style, especially because it's something about the eyes. If the eyes are done right, it's a good quality anime.
That's so true.
They did eyes right.
So true.
And the side characters of the sisters, so funny. And they couldn't be more different, but it just works so well. Just love it. I love the situation. I love the conflict. I love the ongoing pattern of how she's just trying to make do, but something goes wrong. And
Hey, Vicky.
Yeah.
Pay your rent.
Yeah, that was so funny. And she was like, no,
never.
Yeah. And then she was like, but I'm starving and I haven't eaten and I can't eat. And she's like, so you just got paid.
Anyway.
And then she runs away. And it's like, you could just get locked out of your apartment that way. But it's so funny. The landlord sister is probably my favorite.
Yeah, landlord sister
kicking her ass.
She's great. Landlord sister's best sister.
And the opening, so good. Like just even the opening sequence.
No. I don't think that's the landlord's sister. I think that the sister is the landlord. The other sister is the boss of the restaurant.
Wait, isn't the restaurant owner?
Yeah, they're sisters.
Yeah, the bar owner.
She owns
the bar. I think the other one owns
she's the landlord. But they're both sisters.
Yeah. So when you say landlord sister, I'm thinking the boss. But you're talking about the landlord. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Words in specific orders is difficult. See, we have that problem too, guys.
Wait. Are you saying that language is hard?
Yes.
Language is hard.
How do words? But I liked it. I love it.
Love. Truly, is that not an exaggeration? Is that an honest?
No, that is honest because it was
okay.
Slapstick enough to be engaging and like something that I would watch. Unlike The Devil is a Part-Timer, which I never really got into.
Right.
I watched it because I was tricked, I think is the word I'm going to use.
I believe so.
So, not to go into the details because I cannot fully remember them, but there was a period of time where I watched Nux Taku, who I do not watch much, if ever, for a lot of reasons. But, basically, he mentioned Devil's a Part-Timer, and he said some stuff, and I'm like, alright, let me watch that. And that happened with two different shows where I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this to see what was so great about this one moment in this one show. Which is never a good idea, because that was a lot of time used up for something that could not be like, oh, yeah, that was pretty, yeah, that was kind of epic, I guess. But yeah, I watched all of that, and there is a season 2 of that, and I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. But this feels like a better, fresher take on that theme of demons coming to Earth, surviving. It's better when it's not...
I think the comedy is better than Devil's a Part-Timer. I think it hits better, yeah. At least in the first episode.
Right.
Yeah. What do you like, Cori? Oh.
Yeah, so, like I said, this is, the devil is a part-time Chibiusa, because basically, she's not a magical girl named Sailor Moon, but she might as well be a small little version who doesn't know what she's doing, like Chibiusa. And it's pretty enjoyable for a first episode. I didn't think I was going to like it, as much as I did.
And why is that, Cori?
Well, I was going to say something about, like, Vicky, what do you think about the male gaze of this show?
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's there. And there was even a point where, like, you could almost see up her chibi form shirt. Like, you could see, like, underbutt. Which is problematic. This is more in the parts I don't like, where it's like, really? She's a little girl. Little.
Because that's where Patrick was insinuating earlier.
It was just the opening scene.
The more it becomes like that, it skirts the line of, like, you know, it's... Because, again, there's a huge difference between a child taking a bath and an adult who turns into a child taking a bath, and then worse than that. So this is right before worse than that, but it's not so bad where I think it's going to become a running joke. Like, I'm not, like, worried that in the next episode they're going to be like, she's a little child now.
Right.
But it's obviously, you know, it's got the male gaziness. It's got the ecchi quality. I would say a 4. Maybe higher?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5-ish.
Like, it's just from the nature of her still being an adult, older than an adult, but in such a small body, like, some things might not be apparent to not do as appropriate. Like that outfit she wears, where it's literally just straps covering the naughty bits. And it's like, that's a hot outfit, actually. That is a hot outfit.
It's pretty great.
That is very cosplayable.
The design is amazing. It's great.
that cosplay, yeah. Wow.
I might have to invest.
There are 2 people who will pull that off, and everybody else who won't. And good luck with everybody else.
Yeah, good luck to me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But
is that next to your Yurichi outfit too? You're just gonna go full dark skinned anime characters?
What going back to what I like is I like seeing more dark skinned characters. They might not necessarily be, which the default is Asian, specifically Japanese for anime. Most people are like, oh, they're not black, and it's like, they're not white, but they're cosplaying all these characters, so why not a black person cosplay these characters? But specifically seeing a dark one.
I'm sorry.
He is. He's got blonde
hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, he might be.
Naruto as a show has the most multicultural characters. They've got people from Ireland, his mom. They got Naruto, who's from somewhere in Northern Europe. And then they've got black people with white hair.
They got the sand village, right? The sand or the clouds. One of them.
Cloud.
There you go.
Cloud. Actually, they had more like blondish hair, but whatever. Jokes aside, though, Jahy, her natural, if you want to call it, demon form is definitely like, I wear straps for nipple covers. Like she wears overalls.
Mm-hmm.
But
basically.
No, suspenders. That's what it is. Suspenders that cover the nipples. That's it. That's her shirt. Her shirt is suspenders.
Mm-hmm. And then her underwear is too, in these tiny shorts. Her character design, I like it.
Shorts, but yeah,
I like her character design.
It's engaging, I suppose.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah. Minimalist. That's it. We figured it out.
And even as a child form, just wearing a t-shirt.
The t-shirt,
it's adorable.
It's amazing.
You know what? And as her child form, it's kind of got that like chibi cute, like little girl energy going, but it's also like, but she's definitely an adult. And, but it's a transform it's interesting. I'm not as bothered by the show as I was like initially, like, all right, what you doing? Because it doesn't give me that gross energy that some shows give me. Like
I was gonna say the difference between this and Mushoku Tensei, because Mushoku Tensei, he is an adult mind in the kid body. Similar idea, but because of the fact that that's, that prior knowledge, the situations change. Because if it was just a kid, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's just a kid. But the fact that you have the adult mind, like, you kind of like walk a weird line because you have that knowledge. Like, yeah. But again, with Mushoku Tensei, they clearly go towards the area, but Jahy is more playful, it feels like, and it's not zooming and focus. And some certain parts
there's that tendency to treat men as if they are always going to be gross perverts. Mm-hmm. Always. They have to be. Oh, you're a man in a child body, you're still going to be a pervert. But if it's a woman, it's like, oh, you're a woman in a child's body, you're a victim.
I would say so much as that, because
I'm not saying she specifically, but that's kind of how it always comes out.
Yeah. What I also like is there's no men yet to make it like a male gaze type thing.
Right.
Like,
that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
That's true.
It's all women,
except for like all the patrons.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
But they don't know anything. They're just customers,
and they didn't do any of that.
Yeah,
they didn't, even the patrons. I mean, maybe later on in the episode, but even the first episode, they didn't really was like none of the patrons were like hitting on her in that sense. They're just like, oh, I like your style, lady. Like that's about it. Very tasteful.
Like
that's a good point.
Yeah,
and she was so
indignant. Oh, okay, all right, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so Oni-chan boss has so much Oni-chan energy. She is okay. So. Now, I may be using this term incorrectly because I was trying to figure out if there's a better term for it. So she's got such big sister energy because she is like a mom. She's like a mom, like, but not like, so, I will reference Ranma because it's the best example I can think of. In Ranma, there are 3 daughters. There's Akane, Kasumi, and the other one. I can't remember her name now.
Name forgotten.
Yeah. Anyway, so Kasumi is like the older sister in Ranma, and their mother is deceased of the 3 sisters. So she took the place of the mom, so she's very much the mom character. And so if there's one thing I've definitely seen since watching Ranma, it's like this. I'm the sister, I'm the older sister usually, sometimes the younger sister to be special. But I'm also like the mom. I'm gonna kiss your boo boos. I'm gonna cook you food. I'm gonna do your laundry. You're gonna cry on my shoulder. And if you're lucky, you're gonna like my 2-hit multi-kill sword, whatever. I never that title is insanely long. Anyway, but yeah, it's she's got all of that energy, and then she's also like stacked like a I don't know what. Because that's going to be a running joke of her running into her.
Yeah, the sisters are opposites. One is the flat board, as Jahy says, and one is just the big bosoms. And they make that they there's jokes about that in this first episode. So
yeah, I don't think this works right. But my thoughts on the sister are Oni Chambara. And I'm like, that is not the right word.
That's a game, I think.
Yeah. So it just popped in my head. I'm like, nah, that's not it. But like, she's just the landlord is like, she's loud, she's brash, she don't give a F.
She throws down, like, she put her in that.
Yeah. But she's also like, just like, tall and thin.
Right.
That's all. She's just not, So it's just like, all right, that's what they're going for. They're going for the, like, I'm the most sweet mom-like character, and I will beat you up. Give me my money. Pay your rent.
Yeah. So funny.
And in a way, the show is kind of cute and heartwarming.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, I remember being broke. I remember having a crappy apartment and eating rice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Eating bean sprouts with mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
For fancy.
Man. She was fancy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Look. Quick side story. I was buying cup ramen. That was fancy.
Yeah.
And then I was buying rice, and I would put summer sausage in it, and that was my meat. So when she's like, I can have meat, I'm like, been there. Been there. And I'm a big boy. I eat some food. So times were rough.
Putting an egg in ramen.
Yes. Put egg
that was the best thing. I'm like, I can put an egg in it.
You chop some vegetables in it.
This is my breakfast and my lunch.
Basically, ramen is the base, and you make it fancy by chopping vegetables and putting an egg in it. And like,
you had vegetables?
You had vegetables? Yeah, I know. I didn't have vegetables.
You had soy sauce? I had salt packets.
I had soy sauce from takeout places, to be fair.
Oh, nice. Yes.
You had takeout? No, seriously. This is okay. So when I had to leave college and then go back to college and all that other stuff, and I was super, super, super broke, had no job, had no money, was looking for work. I literally was living in my apartment, didn't go anywhere because I didn't have any money. Went to the library up the street, went to the Aldi across from the library, bought my summer sausage, bought my rice, bought my eggs, bought sugar. That was it. I ate rice every day for months. It wasn't that great after a while. And then ramen occasionally. I would get my cup noodle ramen for $1, and that was like me splurging. Being poor.
That is.
You could get a box of ramen for $1. Well, not.
Yeah, I'm just saying. At the time, no. So cup noodle ramen is more expensive than just a package of ramen. That's the dip. Like, oh man, I had some. So now I'm just talking about being poor. I had some ramen.
Let it all out.
I had some ramen. I remember I had some ramen, and it was in a blue package, and I had that ramen for over a year, and then I eventually ate it, and then I got sick somehow, and I don't know if it was related.
Wow. Yeah, because noodles don't go bad.
Yeah,
especially in the package.
I don't know. All I know is being poor sucks. All right, Patrick, enough about being poor.
You're right.
Since you've lived with your parents for a very long time.
Hey, but I didn't have any excess income, so I understand not living within my means, let's say. But no.
What did you like about the show?
No, you're right. It's a lot of good comedy. This is definitely a comedic show, slapstick humor. I love it. It has. It's pretty. It's nice. The characters are great.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a good time watching this show. And like Cori said, they have the little feel good moments, and you're just like little sprinkles of that, and that like detracts from like, oh my goodness, this is. I feel for her, even though she's a mad person. She's clearly a crazy demon, but like, man, you do want to root for her, even though that's and you just want to see her journey, I guess. But for the first episode, like. The intro and ending, it shows that Jahy is it the only one that got isekai'd? Because destroying that mining crystal didn't just send her; it obviously sent her other people from her world, from the dark realm, and none of that is mentioned in the first episode. But in the intro and ending, you see all these other cast of characters, and like you're alluded to, like, oh, there are other characters from the dark realm that are in this world.
And I know for a fact, based on probably Mother's Basement, but also seeing the ending animation, like somebody, possibly the magical girl, is like investing like money and buying tons of these. Like she has tons.
Yeah, one of the characters has like
of the magic crystals.
Exactly. And it's just like that's something to look forward to as well, because like I want to see like how that plays, because I wasn't sure if Devil is the part-timer is just her, like it's isekai, or like other people come in like from the demon world, but there's a cast of characters that are, it's not just only her, it's other people from her world as well, and I think that's going to be something like good for the show as well. But no, yeah, you guys said lots of things. It's great. You get the best of both worlds with Jahy. You pick and choose in whatever form she's in. It's gonna be great. Whatever form she's gonna be in. So yeah, but I guess we could talk about what we may not like about the show. Cori, why don't you go first?
And that opening song, man,
the opening, it's very cutesy. It's very cutesy, bubbly opening ending.
Yeah, it's
but the animation of it was so cool. Just like how they have the...
It was fine.
I
just... That opening, this is like, nah. I was immediately like, nope. And I kept listening, I'm like, still no.
Cori, you don't listen to kawaii music.
No, I guess not. Not often enough to like this.
But you like chobits.
If you sell me on the show, I tend to like the music more. But if I don't like the music, I don't like the music, so... The ending was not memorable, so... But the OP, I was just like, this is so... No.
I think it's kind of... I think you're right. It's kind of very like the generic kawaii opening ending songs. They weren't that stand up, but they is animated nicely, as Vicky said, though.
Yeah, I think the only thing I wrote was like naked Chibiusa from the start.
Yeah, but that opening...
I kind of let that go after a half an hour. I was like, okay, this is fine. Because she was, it was her back and whatever. I was like,
The tail
but
covered
it didn't
her
do
butt.
anything worse than that. So I wasn't really worried about it. Because I basically, I wasn't going to mention it, but I did write it down. I'm like, yeah, okay. There are ways this show could go, but this does not feel like it's going that way.
Right.
So I'm cool.
I think because there's no male characters to like capitalize on her chibi form's nudity, like to be like, it's just her in her natural environment of her home, just taking a bath in a tub.
Yeah.
And then seeing that she's so poor, she doesn't even have underwear for her chibi form, just a big t-shirt that she wrote on herself.
Yeah, her t-shirt says, Restore the Dark Realm, I think. Restore the Dark Realm. That shirt is amazing. It's just a white tee and then with just 4 kanji characters. Man.
So, thank you for your translation. That joke would have never landed. I never would have known that.
That's the easiest cosplay. Just wear a shirt. Restore the Dark Realm, guys.
I can cosplay both versions of Jahy. Just get a real big t-shirt, draw those kanji, and then like underneath have the suspenders and shorts.
So good.
Let's go.
Oh
my goodness. Stop.
Coming to a convention near you soon.
Oh god.
Stop. Oh jeez. That's conflict.
You need to get your hair right though. You gotta get those weird not ear hair.
Yep.
That's conflicting because I'm like, no, like you wear the chibi clothes, but you're an adult, right? But then you're wearing the adult clothes underneath. Very conflicting ideas. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think you're better off with a little child.
Yes, please. That's it.
Full on.
That's
it. Yeah,
So
exactly.
Super
adorable. Yeah,
exactly.
I wish I had a child.
Please don't mix the two. No, please don't mix the two. Yeah, yes, that too. Don't mix the two.
Borrow a child. Hey, I didn't say no. Anyway, all right.
What we don't like about the show, guys. What about you, Vicky?
It's so episodic, where it's like I don't think much plot will occur each episode. It's just kind of like an episode for episode's sake. Which isn't bad, but as you all know, I watch things for the plot and that long thread of like what's gonna happen ultimately.
Vicky, the plot is here, but it's not with the main character.
Yeah. But other than that, it's just kind of like it's it's kind of like when you. Well, I don't know if it's just like Family Guy where every episode is meaningless. Mm-hmm. I'm supposing that there is like progression each episode, but it's very like you can just pop in and out whenever you want. But I'm still here for it. I just like that was my only like real criticism is that it's just slice of life. Right. I'm not really one for slice of life.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I wrote this down as well. It's like it's slice of life, and what I don't really kind of like about it is it's kind of minimal, but it's still a criticism of that. It feels like it follows like a similar formula because like if it got to a point where it was kind of predictable at certain points. Where like, oh, she's gonna say like she's trying to not pay the rent, right? And like, oh, she'd make excuses, and the manager's like, no, I'm gonna still take you away. And then they did it again, like, no, I haven't eaten, so, and the manager's like, no, I'm still gonna take you away. Like this, it's kind of repetitive, and then like, you know, the jokes are kind of like, oh, you know, kind of you can see where it's gonna go on. And even with the ending, she's like, did this happen? And she's like, well, I did forgot the remote. And like, okay, no, that's not. Did this happen? And then you keep going on and over, and like keep, like, you know, the magical, it was like three. A joke is like 3 times before it gets funny, before it's funny, right? And that's kind of how this show kind of feels like it's going towards, like the premise, and then do it again and do it again, like, you know, over and over.
The little repetition.
Yes, the repetition, yeah. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but what I really may not like about this show is that it kind of feels quote unquote predictable, very samey. I don't know if I could maybe if I compare it to like a Nichijou or Azumanga Daioh, which are slice of life and like they're just characters in this world. Even though they're very tropey, they push it to an extreme where you don't know where they're going, right? Like they're just ridiculous scenes, and the jokes are more impactful. But for Jahy, it kind of feels very like one note, where like I said, it's repetitive, and they're gonna just. And it's not as extreme yet. You know, because like as a manga daioh with, and it's hard, and again, it's bad for me to compare this to these amazing shows who have, you know, crazy, you know, avenues of what they do. I think that's what sets them apart and made them that, you know, notable. Even with Zetsubou Sensei, it's like super tropey, but man, they're stylistic and it's just extreme parts of it, and that's what you like about it. But again, for Jahy, it doesn't seem like, it's weird to say, even. It's grounded even in its fantasy world.
It's not as deep as what I think you're getting at.
The jokes are just very like kind of, they're funny. I do agree they're funny, but they're very surface level. And maybe I like more of an extreme end because it's like ridiculous scenarios are more impactful. In this, they were just like, you know, they didn't hit as hard as I would thought, let's say. It don't hit different. And so
kind of like the daily lives of high school boys. That's
exactly.
Just funny. That is fun.
And they're extreme and it's just ridiculous, but like I don't expect it to be that way. So that's why I can enjoy it. But, you know, if the punchline is very simple, like it's like, okay, it's funny, but it don't hit as well.
Yeah, like Daily Lives of High School Boys, Azumanga Daioh, Nichijou, those are slice of lives where every day is supposed to be the same, and so they go to extremes to make the comedy hit hard. This doesn't come off like it's supposed to be a slice of life, and so it's trying to do those same, like, jokes, but they're so surface level that it's like, it doesn't really... It does, yeah, like you're saying, it doesn't go to the extreme of being, like, super out of the norm.
Right. It's like it definitely tries to, you know, throw you off on expectation, right? But the expectation is how it throws you off on expectation. The results is not that impactful, and so it doesn't really hit as well, you know, like and they're just more quote unquote grounded jokes. Even though if dealing with fantasy and with the demon lord, it doesn't feel, you know, I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. It's just not as impactful, I guess.
Still funny.
No, yeah, it's still funny.
Just a small thing. Like, oh my god, when she was like, what misfortune did she suffer? And she didn't tell her about when she was doing a transformation sequence and her sister walked in. That is, and then she hit her knee. That's that's tops.
Like, okay. That's, you bring that up, like, and that's funny, but I would have loved it if, like, she hit her knee and, like, slammed her head on, like, the wall or something. Like, something a little bit more pushing the envelope. But slamming her knee is fine. It's just not as... Bam.
Like all the tables break. Like she's just like, poof, and then
exactly. The lights turn off. Like that would have been
right.
Wow, but they don't push it.
Like that could have been set up. Like, hey, these tables look different. Don't worry about it. Oh, I found your thing. Wait, you found, and then misfortune. Nothing. And then it's like, this is how all the tables got replaced. Like that would have been greater. But it does feel like it's one of those shows where it's just kind of it hits the notes. Yeah. And I feel like it's very much the female version of the Devil's a Part-Timer. And it's fine. But the Devil a Part-Timer is not something I recommend you watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I'm not don't want to be a comedy writer, but like, if she got home from her gem and like the store owner, all of a sudden, like all the lights turn off. Like that was the misfortune that happened. Like it happened right after she gave her the gem back to Jahy or something like that. But it's just like, oh, it's just a simple knee crack, and like that's like, okay, it sets up the punchline fine, but it's just like, it's not as extreme. And for this show, it's trying to be grounded still, but like with this premise, you expect it to go a little bit more over the top, but that's just kind of, it's very minimal, but that's just how I feel of that that part of it.
For a first episode, it's funny, but it doesn't do anything special or new, and so we're just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. It's very, you could just jump in, watch it, jump out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
you're going to say that about Ranma someday, I'm sure.
You say that about a lot of shows.
Ranma is a Rumikyo Takahashi staple, and she is real good at one thing: episodic everything. Everything she writes is not going to continue to, like, the actual plot does not happen. You're there for the comedy and the relationships, not for the plot to actually complete. That's why most of her stuff, especially her big stuff, is super long. Years worth of manga, years worth of anime, except for maybe a gospel Bible, I forget what it's called. Mermaid Saga 2 was actually quite straightforward, but it was more of an anthology of stories. But anyway, she doesn't do story arcs, she does episodic content.
Just like Family Guy.
Yeah. And I guess that's the type of show.
So, Patrick, did you kind of hit on what you didn't like too, I guess?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. It's just, it's not hitting, it's not impactful as I thought it would be. And it's more, and I think it's trying to be more of a feel-good show rather than crazy comedy, which is fine, but it's not as noteful as, or it didn't leave that big of like those oh wow moments, that it's going to be. I'm sure it's still going to be a fun. Yeah, moving on to our last topic is, will we continue to watch the show? I think probably will not want to continue to watch the show because it doesn't seem anything special. The premise is great and it's fun and it's fine, but I don't think it's going to be anything too special. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of memes because of the situation and her character, with her kid stuff and her adult stuff, but I don't think it's may not develop into anything special, so might be a pass.
I think the main difference between this and The Devil's a Part-Timer is that she turns into a little girl.
Is that like the really main difference? I haven't seen The Devil's a Part-Timer.
I think that's the actual substantive difference. Yeah. Are there other small personality traits between the characters that are very different? Yes. And maybe that'll develop into something different? Possible. But I doubt it. I doubt it will be a lot of a difference. If the magical girl is in the real world, same thing as Devil is a Part-Timer. If the magical girl has a better understanding of the magic than the devil, same thing as the other show. Like, if if the main character gets betrayed, kind of, sorta, by one of their other people, same thing. Like it's writing itself, and I don't know what happens because it's the same straightforward plot introduction as the other one. Now, that doesn't mean that the show can't be completely surprising, but it hasn't given me reason to think that. But is it funny? Sure. You need to watch something? Watch it. But, there are other stuff you can watch.
That's true.
So, Vicky?
I think I would watch it. I think I will. It's because I haven't watched Devil as a Part-Timer, and I kind of was interested in it, but not enough to actually watch it. But this is funny enough and fresh enough that I would watch it.
I would say that the jokes have landed better in this show than when I watched Devil as a Part-Timer. But do I still think they're both a 6 or a 7 out of 10? Just generally, on a scale of 1 to 10? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're fine. I'm not going to watch. I'm probably not going to watch it. Unless you come back and tell me, it got crazy. Yeah. Because, it's fine.
I'll report back my findings.
I need more transformations. I need other demon little girls turning into adult demon girls. Jahy can't be the only one.
Just the boss putting it on and doing a transformation sequence immediately. Biscuit. So funny.
She's Biscuit.
Oh, yeah.
Biscuit.
Yep. From Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. So, Vicky, are you going to watch The World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat?
What?
Does that have to do with man?
What is
that? That's all I gotta say.
Is that
The World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat?
Is this?
Why do you think I would bring that up?
Is this another Yukoku Moriarty, ergo Vanitas?
Absolutely, it is not.
Is it?
Why do you think I would bring that up to Vicky specifically, Patrick?
Well, I mean...
Oh, me specifically?
Well...
Is it a...
I mean...
Is it a BL?
Is it a reverse harem?
Nope. Try again.
Damn.
Come on, one more time.
Damn.
One more time.
Reverse
You're going to hit it. You're going to get it. I believe in you.
Oh,
what the...
Revenge. Revenge.
Is it revenge?
But hey. Caveat. Ooh. One caveat. Revenge, but on the ecchi scale.
Really?
It doesn't look that bad.
No way.
It is made by the same person who made Redo of Healer.
Whoa.
Hey, can I say something?
So as I said earlier...
I was going to say, sorry. The guy who made Redo Healer, he's gonna make so much more bangers. He's gonna make so much more. In the literal sense, he's gonna make a lot of.
You wouldn't say that.
9 out of 10. He's making little bangers.
So here's the thing. I heard, and I said this to you both before. Uh-huh. I heard the plot of this, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds fuck.
So who made it?
Because it's that plot idea. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And then as soon as I heard by same guys we do here, I'm like, motherfucker did it again. Son of a bitch.
Is it coming out this season?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Wow.
Let's see.
Is it?
It premieres October 2021. And just in case you didn't know, does it have a normal time slot and a late night time slot? It does.
Wow.
So that means
Cori, you gotta pick. You gotta pick a show. So that's your pick. I gotta find another show written by the same artist.
No.
Writer.
I have plenty of shows that I'm super interested in. I still want to do Finna. I still want to do Idaten. I've got my harem.
Once again, bite the bullet.
I want to work through. But now that I've made a point to point out this show that's probably trash. There's a couple shows.
It's got good plot. Sounds like it.
It's all the plot.
All right. Well, you like good plot? I got another one for you. It's called Shumatsu no Harem.
Oh,
Google
the world ends.
Weekend Harem.
The world end harem.
Oh.
Is it the guy who has to reincarnate the world?
There are 8 men in the world.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let me read the plot real quick. The time is near future. Why? The time is near future Tokyo, Japan, in 2040. Reito, a young man suffering from an intractable disease, vows to reunite with his childhood friend Erisa and decides to cold sleep to cure her illness. Wait, it's her illness? That was his illness. Whatever. When he wakes... Wait, how does he... Whatever. When he wakes up 5 years later, the world has undergone a transformation. The MK, male killer, virus kills 99.9% of men on the planet. The ground was a super harem with 5 billion women for every 5 men. Wait, there's 5 men, maybe. That means 25 billion women? That's a lot of people for all the men to be dead.
The virus got him.
Like, that's a lot of... No, but think about how many people there have to be on the planet.
I think there's only 5
billion women.
Yeah.
For the 5 men.
No. There are 5 men. There are 5. Only 5 men, quote unquote, the numbers, are resistant to the MK virus. One of them, Reito, is required to mate for the survival of the remaining women and humankind. Harem life waiting for the world after the pandemic. At the same time, Reito is involved in a global conspiracy over numbers. You know, the 5 good dudes who exist. Can he overcome the temptation?
Can I just say something? No, go ahead.
And save the world?
Temptation of what?
Not sleeping with 5 billion women and being with his childhood friend.
What?
Wow.
Okay, let me just say right now, there are plenty of visual novels that tackle this theme.
Visual novels? That's not the word I was looking at.
I'm being, visual novel-esque.
Generous.
Generous. There are plenty of that.
Doujinshi.
This isn't new.
Just USA.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if there were 25 billion women and all of the men died, there would have to have been a minimum of 20 billion men, because women and men are generally 50-50 on the population of the world. So even if it was a little like lopsided, like 40% to 50%, that's like 20 billion men. That's 50 billion people almost. We currently, I think, have a world population of, give or take, 8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
That's a lot of billion more people. Anyway, so that's your other show that you're going to watch for the plot,
we're watching all 3.
No.
Make it a series.
Please, no.
It sounds terrible.
It does sound like it just sounds like a bad harem.
Yeah.
And by bad harem, I mean, like, not actually a good story. Just a cheap reason to have him be milked for his sperm.
You know what?
In the least way possible.
I think the production or whoever's doing this, it's like they're drawing that thin line so they can actually sell or produce things in the eye. Otherwise, because this is potentially a 18 plus show, right? It's basically could have been just like We Do Healer. It could have been. Mm-hmm. It could have been, but they're like, let's cut some corners. And so that we could actually show the people. Because our DVD sales are not hidden as it used to be, guys. Let's get that TV advertisement money. Let's just sell figures. Yep. Because if you can sell figures of hentai, but like you sell more figures of just 17 plus characters. And damn. Well, that's the trend we're gonna see, guys. Calling it now.
Wow.
I mean, that is what I'm hearing people start to say, that it's just going to be a lot of more borderline stuff on TV.
17 plus shows, guys.
I just don't want it to be Redo of Healer level.
Well,
the more consensual, the better. Let me put it like that.
So you're okay with Vicky's next pick?
You're gonna love.
You're gonna love
probably.
That one. I was reincarnated into Demon Lord Eve Logia's world.
Look. The more consensual, the better. That's all I'm saying. Like, the more consensual and the more appropriate of age.
It's so consensual. Well, okay, to be fair, it was dubious, but it became super consensual.
Wait a minute.
That doesn't make me feel better when you say it like that.
What's the first part you said? It started off as what now? You said something.
It might be just a little dubious, just by circumstances' sake.
Right. That
doesn't.
But
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like I found my teenage bride on a lamppost in the trash. That's what that sounds like. It's dubious at first, but now that they're adults, it's totally consensual.
Mm-mm.
I'm 80% sure they're all adults.
80% sure.
What? Okay, see, 80% is not enough percent. That's not enough at all.
95%, 99% isn't even enough. You gotta have 100% on this, Vicky. You can't say 99. You need 100% on this.
I don't.
100%.
From what I've read in the manga so far, I don't know what the adult age is of said characters.
Are you saying that they're adults, but they're not adult age now? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, they're adults. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, jeez.
Pretty sure.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But nonetheless, all consensual.
Okay.
With the age of legality of whatever laws rule the land.
So what you're saying is, if it's 500 years in the past and the age of consent is 12, they're adults?
Cori's got... That's some good mind gymnastics there. you just telewating through. You're just like doing some loops, backflips all around.
Because that's what she basically insinuated, is that their laws say it's okay. Now, is it very difficult to judge someone else's culture with your culture, especially when there's time differences? Difficult, yes. Doesn't mean people don't judge.
For sure.
I think all characters involved have reached the age of majority. There we go.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your input, because I know you're going to make us watch it. So there are some interesting shows out coming up.
Old enough to drink beers. There we go.
That does make me feel better, but even in some countries, that's like the age of 14.
Exactly.
But anyway, so some shows that are coming out next season that I am sort of interested in that are not sequels. There's one called, I keep scrolling, Saihate no Paladin. It just looks interesting. It's actually adventure fantasy. So I'm like, I am already interested. Platinum End, which is drawn by the writers of Death Note.
Oh.
The writer, I think it's the writer and mangaka and the artist for Death Note. It's a psychological shonen supernatural thriller. So Death Note.
Hopefully
it's good.
We got Komi-san wa Komyu showed us, which might be a future pick. No, we're looking at this season's
live chart anime fall 2021.
Yes. We have two returning ones. I think Cori's and I'm interested in, or looking back at, is season 2 of Mushoku Tensei and season 2 of 86.
Absolutely going to watch both of those. There's going to be some Demon Slayer action going on, but I don't know how much of that I'm going to pay attention to until it's the actual new season, because one's a remake of the movie. Let's see. Shiroi Suna no Akatope, maybe, but I'm probably not going to watch that. Slice of Life. Blue Period, Drama School, Seinen Slice of Life. Now here's an interesting one. Takt OP Destiny. Basically, aliens come down, ban music, and then people have to fight those aliens with music.
Weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's another one where it's set in a fictional world. 10 years after a long war divided the world into two superpowers, they're trying to go to the moon, and there's vampires. So that's the Sukito Laki. Oh, I can't do it. Suki to Laika to Nosferatu. That was a mixture of voices. So that was the vampire one. And then there's one that has really interesting art called... Here we go. Maiko-san Chi no Makani-san, which is a comedy shonen slice of life about one girl who joins a bunch of Maiko or something.
Oh.
Keiko. I don't actually know what that means.
Maiko?
Because they look like...
Maika.
They look like...
geisha?
Maiko.
Oh, Maiko.
Yeah, they look like geisha, but I don't know if they're actually geisha.
It's like geisha training.
Okay.
Maiko's.
Well, I'm generally curious. The art looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff that's either looks like trash, is trash, will be trash, or is probably porn. Since I seem to find those on accident more often than I think is reasonable. Redo of healer. So yeah. Deep Insanity, The Lost Child. That's the one I'm kind of curious too. Deep Insanity, The Lost Child. I don't know if it'll be good, but it's a sci-fi, and I am all about sci-fi.
Cool. So lots of choices for the next.
There's quite a bit. There is quite a bit for next season.
Yeah. It's just more interesting looking stuff. I don't know if any will be good.
Have you decided what we'll watch for next week?
Yeah. What is next week?
No,
Cori's pick.
I'm struggling.
You got two choices.
You had two choices. You had the pirate one.
I have like 6 choices, because if I want to make us do a harem like thing, right? Mm-hmm. Then I would pick something like a harem show. And then we like cap it off with Rama or something.
Well, we know.
But if I want to do
after your pick, so I mean,
that's the thing. I don't want to necessarily force people not to watch the show that I don't want to watch, even though that would be convenient for me, at least for a little bit. Yeah. So at some point, I want to do that little harem 3-part series. But I guess yeah. If I'm going to pick between Idaten and Finna, Pirate Princess, they both look like they're going to be good, but for different reasons. All right, I'll do it. We're going to do Idaten. The Idaten deities only know peace. That show's going to be a whole lot of magical colors in your face.
This one looks like super special, sparkly, and it just looks very. I don't know how to describe it. If you take screenshots of it, you're just like, "What am I watching?" It's just psychedelic, colorful, fighting, brutal. From what I've seen, it's like, man, it's gonna be a wild. This one's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of them. They look like they're gonna be fun. They're kind of cross season, or at least Finna is a cross season one because it's going into the fall. Because it started late, and I think Idaten also started late. So Vicky, did you catch up on My Hero yet?
I'm not completed, but I've watched quite a lot. And wow, it's going to be an interesting pick that you've picked.
Yeah, Idaten.
Yeah. And then Patrick, have you actually watched any actual anime more than one episode in the last 6 months?
Man, no. But I did watch that.
Poser.
I did watch that Netflix, the Cowboy Bebop trailer, and that looks surprising.
the Cowboy Bebop trailer.
That's the live action from Netflix. I'm excited to see that.
I watched live action, not anime. Does that count?
Yeah, that's true. It is live action. No.
That count. Basically, Katana Gatari is a movie length episode. So a movie.
A short movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Katana Gatari is great. I have not continued reading Katana Gatari though. I can report on that. I did finish watching The Realist Hero Who Rebuilt the Kingdom. It's fine. And I watched all of Remake Your Life again. Fine.
Wow.
I'm assuming there'll be a second season because there's no new episodes. Yeah, I've been watching a whole lot of average anime. Still need to get back to Sunny Boy, Mikaku City Actors, maybe some stuff from the first 2 seasons that I don't think of very much, like Boonies. I keep saying I want to go back to Boonies. I think I've overcommitted to Boonies because I don't want to watch it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just switch to Jahy-sama.
Yeah.
Look, I'm probably gonna watch.
Watch all of
Idaten before Jahy.
Damn it! You know what, Vic? I gotta watch Utena just for the sake of Vicky. I still have to do that.
I have to finish.
I have to make that commitment. Even though it's 39 episodes, it's like I get it, but I have to watch it for the sake of Vicky.
I will give you special permission to watch the movie version to get like up to speed on like it's quick, fast, and dirty version of Utena, like the way they tell the story. It's still interesting in its own right, but the anime series just tells the story better. Plus, Anthony's characterization changes so much in the movie version. Like,
well, in 39 episodes, she better turn out well.
Well, so it's kind of like the director's cut, kind of like a gritty remake of the series.
Yeah, So if you're gonna watch the Justice League Snyder cut, you're watching 39 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to watch the Snyder cut, you're gonna watch 39 episodes. That's 39. Let's call that times 20. Basically 76 hours of your life, or not hours.
I like the Snyder cut. I'm willing. If that's the case, I'm gonna watch. I have to watch the anime. 39 episodes. That's 3 animes, Vicky. That's 3 seasons. You telling me I can't even finish 1 season? You want me to watch 3 seasons of an anime? Oh man.
Hey, look. It took how long for you to watch Steins Gate?
It was only 12 episodes. Isn't that? That's not 12 episodes, is it?
I think Steins Gate was 24.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
You'll finish it in 10 years.
Hey, it's taking me about a year to get to episode 36.
Hey, if you watch one a day, that's only a little over a month.
Okay. I gotta put it on my list. I gotta put it on my to-do list.
Just look, Patrick, I'm telling you this because I've already said it already. The voice acting in English is not that great. But it's way easier to watch it if you can not look at it.
Wow.
So you're saying watch it in English in the background while I watch actual anime.
Okay, that's asking a lot of your attention. You will forget something.
Right. No. That's madness.
Do something. Okay. Here's how you do it. You watch it in English while cleaning or washing, doing some practical stuff. Next time you build a shed, just like have it on your phone, right. Walk around.
I gotta watch it just during at work during my breaks. When I take a break, just watch an episode of Utena. That's true.
Maybe, yeah. Because that's how I got through all of Utena. I think I got like 10 episodes in the Utena, and I was like, I'm going to do something else. This is killing me. And that was a year ago.
Wow. I see how it is.
Like, it's not, and I've said this before, it's not a bad show, but it's an old show. It's got old show problems. And then the English dub is bad. The Japanese dub is good, if not great. But considering I've only listened to a little bit of Japanese dub, I can't say great without that caveat. And that character I hate that character.
The dub is what I saw first. And so when I watched the sub for our episode, it was different.
It is always different that way. I will always say with great certainty that whatever you hear first is what you think is right. And that's why you prefer it. Unless it's so bad that you're like, this is terrible, I have to hear it in a different language.
The voice acting is not Get Backers terrible. It's just,
And to be fair, I don't remember I don't remember if I watched Get Backers in English or not, but I do remember watching Get Backers. So it's probably in Japanese, and it was fine. And I know you think Get Backers is bad, and I think Get Backers is below average.
It's not average.
So
voice acting.
So yeah. If you're going to watch an old anime, watch Great Teacher Onizuka.
Oh, that's a good one.
So, okay, real quick. Vicky, have you seen Great Teacher Onizuka? I cannot remember.
Yes, but it's been a while.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so good. Oh, I wish my teacher was Onizuka.
GTO.
That's probably one of the best 90s anime I can think of off the top of my head that isn't Ranma. Because I'm biased against Ranma. I love Ranma. Yeah. So, I think what we will do is at some point I will actually create some kind of tier list or defining list in the same vein as the ecchi tier list as to define harem. And then we'll have that discussion. That'll probably be another 2-hour B-side. And then after that, maybe we can find some time if the fall season isn't amazing and all of the shows I listed and all the shows you mentioned are not what we watch and amazing. And we will do a 3-parter on what is a harem and what are good ones, because the female-oriented harems that I know of are Fushigi Yugi and Or High School Host Club. So I don't know anything else. And then there's a ton of bad ones.
Oh yeah,
just a ton. Of them. And then there's just the original ones that are good because they're old, but not because they're good anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's Ranma, which is just good because Rumikyo Takahashi is a lady and she made it work. And then everyone else copied her and did a worse job.
And then there's everything I watch, which is key animation and just Canon and Clannad, Angel Beats, and all those the classics, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, let me ask the question. Since I know we've talked about it at least once or twice before. What is it about harems you don't like? Let's start with Patrick.
What are things of harem that I don't like? I don't like. I guess it's same vein with Vicky, where it's just like, what if it's this is tough because if it's just a bad harem, like where it's just the main character, if he's just like whatever, then I don't feel for I don't put myself in that situation as well. It's like I'm never gonna be like I wouldn't even think about myself being this character just in this situation, like because he's just like totally, just written in a certain way where he's just terrible or bad or like meek or whatever, and just like. I don't even want to root for the main character, in that situation. So I don't feel good about it. Like, of course, I guess even if in a bad harem, you just watch for the girl. Like it's male gaze, you just watch it for the girls, right? And that's fine. But if the main character is just like bimbo or whatever, it's just like I can't relate, and I don't even want to root for him. So it's just terrible in that sense. But when it comes to like a good harem, which is like that's a weird term. What is a good harem? And like it feels weird even saying that sometimes. Like, I'm like a good harem, which is just like a main character who is like he's just a dude, but then he just happens to be surrounded by a bunch of girl characters, right? I think or in high school, which being the reverse of that is like, oh yeah, she's just a character there, and she's just surrounded her situation, but you root for her because
I thought of another female harem. It's and there's a second season coming out either this season or next, and it's called I forget the name. It's one of those long isekai names, but basically it's I'm the villainess and I'm doomed to die or something like that. Basically, the character plays a lot of otome games. Then she dies. She gets reincarnated into the otome game that she knows best as the villain character who gets killed all the time. So her entire anime arc is her trying not to get killed. But it's a comedy, so she's never going to get killed. And literally every character that she interacts with who's part of the main story, she changes them for the better and they fall in love with her. The male characters and the female characters.
That sounds a lot like Evlogia.
Can I say something too? The show that you're explaining sounds like the world's God only knows. It's basically a guy. It's what I based my character off of. Taku Katsu, my character, or my little character. It's basically that's who I based him off of. Basically, a guy who plays visual novels, and he uses his visual novel knowledge in real life scenarios, and he's able to play it out as that and that thing. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I think I saw 10 minutes and I was like, never mind. Because isn't the one where he has 4 different lolly girls that follow him around?
I don't know. Maybe it's in high school. Maybe not.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of that premise is
There's a lot of isekai. Oh no. Maybe the one I'm thinking is the smartphone one. Reincarnated in another world with my smartphone. No.
Yeah,
I think that one has anyway. There's a lot of bad ones, but anyway.
No, yeah, where they use it as a premise where the main character uses their knowledge, right? Like
Vicky's face.
No, heroes is not her thing, but I totally I agree with you, Vicky. Like I don't watch I say I watch visual novels.
I don't like heroes.
Yeah.
There's a reason I started the question with what don't you like? Because there's a lot to dislike.
Yeah. It just gives this idea to anyone that watches it that if you're male especially, you just deserve to have female attention just by virtue of being male. Because these main characters are just so bland. They're just so undeserving. And all these females just throwing themselves at them why? You can do so much better. why is he the only choice for romantic?
I think that sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just, and then it's like, why does there even need to be romantic interaction? Like, everything doesn't have to be a love story.
That's true.
It's just wild.
Yeah,
I agree with that so much. I think one of the issues with early 90s or mid to late 90s and early 2000s harems are that the main character is always a blank slate, and he's always a loser. Because when you watch something like Love Hina or Chobits, he's a loser, but he's like trying. He's putting in effort. But then there are harems where they just get put into a world. I forget. There's an old one I watched a long time ago where he's put in a world, but he's allergic to women in the real world. But in this other world, he's not allergic to them. It's basically a harem. I don't remember anything else. I just remember, that plot. Okay, that's so stupid.
Sounds familiar.
And I think that the change has been that you get isekai'd into a world. Now you're super competent, and that's why they love you. Also, stupid reasons that don't matter. A realist hero gets reincarnated into a whatever. That one I watched. Same idea. He's a totally competent, normal person. Reincarnated. Your face is hilarious. Reincarnated into a kingdom as the hero, and then he just does the right thing all the time, and then all the women love him. No reason, you're so competent. it's a slight better improvement.
Let me just say one thing. I think I got it. I think I understand. Vicky, Cori, me were once young boys. I'm sorry to tell you, Vicky. Cori and me were once young boys, and if that was what you had, I mean, that was the material, whether it be a magazine or a printed out picture. Harem animes was what we had. I'm just saying.
The appeal is obvious.
Yeah.
The appeal is obvious. It's wish fulfillment.
Right.
It's like, no matter what, will you love me? That is the appeal of it. But the reason it's stupid and sucks is because, like you said, it's not at all realistic. It is not at all acceptable to think that you, by yourself, no matter how bad you are, you're going to have a ton of people love you. Now, if the idea is work at it, work on your relationship, build, that's a good message. Isekais aren't about that, and neither are harems. But here's what I like about Ranma.
Sure.
Just to be really simple in this context. He's not about that at all. He's not trying to have all these wives. He's not trying, and neither is Akane. And so the only reason they even look like they're going to get together is because they very slowly, because it's Ryukyo Takahashi, start building a relationship built on actual experience with each other. That's it. It's a good show. But most harems are just like, all right, stick a dude who's either a blank slate, super competent, or super incompetent, and then put him in a room, and now people love him for some reason. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they give them a reason, but it's always a flimsy reason.
Right. So like for Vicky, if the main character, whether it be male or female, in a harem or reverse harem, if that character was competent and if the person was actually not just a bimbo loser, he was a duke or a butler, let's say. I don't know. I'm trying to gear towards you. He just.
I'm saying pick Haruhi from Orange High School Host Club, because Haruhi is awesome as a female character, very smart, very industrious, self-reliant.
Exactly.
All the dudes love her.
But okay, they all like her. She's got technically 3 love interests. 2 being the twins, and 1 puts away his feelings because he knows his brother likes her. So she's got the 2 options. They're not all throwing themselves at her and being like, "Oh, I love you for this reason." Because in those harems, regular ones, it's like they pick one superficial reason that they love this guy, and it's like he's got all these faults and all these things that just don't make him an appealing partner. But then there they are, and they're like, oh, you're the only one I could be with. And it's like, just. But Haruhi, she's just doing her own thing. She's not, like, doing anything in particular to attract the interest or, like, string anyone along. They just fall for her on their own, and not all of them are doing that.
Right. Like a competent main character really, that is, I think you're always going to root for that character, and that's why, even though it may be a harem, it's not as bad, because, like I said, Haruhi doing her own thing, and some people may consider it as a reverse harem, but because of the situation, the circle, like I said, just being in that circle or that area with the men, you're going to kind of ship characters and, you know, whatever, fanfic and whatnot. But in a bad harem, quote unquote bad harem, where the character is just whatever, like nothing really stands out, that's where I guess the problem is. It's just like, why is that a thing? And again, wish fulfillment and all that stuff. But I think that's what kind of separates a good harem versus a bad harem, is whether the main character is like doing his own thing and actually competent for a reason to why the characters would possibly end up with them. But if you see no real reason, then the superficial reason, I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, it's bad. It's just it's made for that purpose. It's made just for that purpose, and you're like, it's a pass. Like it's a pass. Just for the purpose of merchandising. Yeah, that too. It's like Pokemon. I didn't say that, but it's like Pokemon.
No. You said the word wrong. Not Pokemon. Negima.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Or if you want an updated version for all those people who don't know what Negima is, shoot, what's it called? It's the one where the dude tutors like 7 of the essential quintuplets.
That is still a trend. I mean, that will always. I don't think it'll never die. That kind of show.
It's like if you took a harem and then you took How I Met Your Mother and then you took a dude who's teaching a bunch of kids, or people his age, and just mixed it together and made a show. Vicky's like, definitely gonna watch that. Sounds great.
I'm sorry. I think I found Vicky's weak point. This is just like, if I just talk about harems or mention it, she is drained. Like her meter is like, I'm done with the next conversation, please.
No. It's just no. It's just gloomy me out, and I'm just like, ugh, harems. It's like the gray cloud over me, where it's just like, ugh, harems are the worst.
Yeah. How she feels about harems is how I feel about pretty much 80% of the content that we do here.
That's not true. It's not true. Yeah. Maybe 50%. The other 50% is amazing plot.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Lies.
It's only
Lies.
It's only 5 minutes of the show.
Well, yeah, it's only like 5 to minutes. Well, we will do a harem trilogy and take a look at some harems.
That's the hope. One last thing. I didn't get to say my piece. You know what I don't like about harems?
Like? Oh, yeah.
It's really easy. You're going to all feel like, oh, of course. Yeah. Little girls, stop it.
Hey.
Yep.
Love Hina. Why are the 2 girls there? Why?
I think every show, you're right, every show does, they have that trope. That's just there.
They have a lolly or a
It started in Love Hina. It started in Love Hina.
Is also there too, even though she is not.
Yeah, but he's an adult.
Yep.
Or not an adult, but he's actually older.
They're all older.
Shotokan.
They're all 2,000-year-old demons. Just like Honey Senpai.
They're all Jahys.
They're all Jahys.
Fruits Basket was basically a harem. Basically.
Even Higurashi.
Higurashi, they're all little girls. And nothing happens between the two. And it gets... I'll admit to that. It gets questionable in the OVAs. It gets questionable. But I'm not there for that. I'm there for the plot.
You know what? You know a show that doesn't have little girls? Ranma.
Well, I don't really...
Zero.
Think.
Wow.
No, maybe.
It's so old. It's because it's so old. They didn't know how to draw children.
They're all they're all drawn. Yeah, Vicky's right. They're all drawn in a specific way. They didn't know how to draw a lot of characters at that time.
Good.
Yep.
We should go back to that.
Yeah, it's like Lolly and Moe was not a trend at that time.
I'm okay with that.
You want the renaissance of no Moe characters.
Look, I love me some Chobits more than I have any right to. And that one borders on harem as well. It's technically not by your standards, but it's but it also borders on Higehiro in ways that are interesting and robotic in nature.
Still can't believe you finished all of that.
Yeah, Cori.
Love-hate relationship I got going on. I mean, look, you're going to watch a redo a healer. I'm going to watch Higehiro. We all have our weaknesses. We're just waiting for Patrick to admit his.
Higurashi isn't that bad in that sense.
It's going to be Eve Logia. Calling it now.
I mean...
So is that the new show? Because I can't...
Vicky,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
In 2 weeks. After your week, Cori, after your week, get ready. Yep. Get ready for battle.
Prepare yourself. Gird your loins.
Prepare your butts.
All right.
Put your socks on because they're going to get knocked off.
Okay, I don't like that.
So what we're saying is Idaten. Finna Princess is going to be a palate cleanser because you about to mess us up. All right,
guys. Well, that was our wild episode of Jahy. The great Jahy would not be defeated. Watch it. Me, Cori, and Vicky will probably give it another episode. I might, but I don't really expect anything too special to be from it. But that was today's episode. We are Taku Katsu. Please like, comment, subscribe, email us, give us a comment. If you show us love, we will show you love. So please do so. I have been your host, Patrick, joined by the evil Vicky.
2-in-1 Jahy cosplay coming to a convention near you soon.
I have problems with that. I have problems because in order to see if you're actually wearing the adult Jahy, you have to do things with the young Jahy that you don't want to do. That's why it's bad.
I've said Japan, stop it many times. I've said that many times. Vicky, stop.
I'll save it for if and when I have a daughter.
That doesn't make me feel better. That still sounds like something's wrong. Okay, anyway.
No kids. No involving kids, Vicky.
Like out of context, it should be fine. But because of that's how it just sounded.
I'll just find a small adult then to partner cosplay with me.
You'll find a honey senpai.
I guess.
Find a honey senpai. Hey, wear this shirt. And that's it.
Two different days. One day, Chibi Jahy. Next day, adult Jahy.
There we go. All right. Now everybody can see your bits.
My thought was that you wear both. Right? You have an overlayer and underlayer, and you could just switch by.
Yeah,
that's what she was saying originally, though.
But you have problems.
There's problems. Yeah, there's problems. There's definitely problems with that. Okay, but the man who has no problems, as always, who is always right, no problem, Cori.
This is episode 34. Please let us know what you think. Leave us all that social media nonsense out there because Rama's the best and Ikki Tosen's insane. Great teacher Onizuka is the best teacher, but no Onagai twins.
And no redo healer. That has been Otaku Katsu. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Jane.